Mike Chang, Global Brand Manager.
And Brandon Williams, localization producer.
So, guys, what are you guys showing at Comic-Con with Dark Souls 3?
So what we showed was the E3 first look. This is the hands-off demo, and this is basically just kind of set the story, the kind of the world, and just show a little bit of the new features for Dark Souls 3.
So, what do you guys learn from past Dark Souls games and Bloodborne that you're implementing in Dark Souls 3?
So we could both handle this one, but basically Miyazaki has said that he wanted to kind of take the best of one, the best of two, put into three, and then add some new features as well. So you get the best of all the past games.
Yeah, and one of the probably maybe influences that comes from Bloodborne is just a slightly sped up gameplay. It's not Bloodborne fast, but it makes the game as a whole a little bit more accessible without having to sacrifice the difficulty level.
What do you guys think it is about Dark Souls as a whole that has withstood the test of time and remains to be so popular?
I definitely think it's the unique and challenging gameplay. Like Souls fans know that Dark Souls games are very challenging but very, very rewarding if you put in the time and you're willing to die a couple times to figure out just the best way to attack a certain boss or just the way to approach a certain enemy or situation. Once you get that victory, it's a great feeling, and I think that's why people keep coming back to the Souls games.
And I think the game is, a lot of people say it's difficult. A lot of people say you die a lot, and you do die. But I mean, it's that's part of it, right? It's overcoming that challenge, that sense of euphoria after you beat a certain boss. Another thing that really pulls the community together is the fact that none of this is spoon-fed to you. So Miyazaki has said that he doesn't like that kind of gameplay. He wants to kind of let you uncover the storyline. So a lot of the community bands together, they find out what you find out, and they kind of start to piece the story together. So I think that really gave it a very grassroots, community-driven experience that's kind of carried its way all the way through 1, 2, and now 3.
Yeah.
So, speaking of story, where does this game take place in the Dark Souls timeline?
That's more of a, I think, Mike.
Well,
question.
So the good thing is that you don't have to play 1 and 2 in order to enjoy 3. It's not really a linear timeline from 1, 2, and 3. So we haven't really kind of said what the world is, but what we can say is that the world is kind of coming to a ruined state. So what you'll see in the E3 demo was that the world is kind of in this withered beauty state. What that means is it's in this kind of apocalypse type setting, but obviously Miyazaki wants it to kind of look beautiful as well. So you get that withered beauty. So a golden skyline that you see, but in a backdrop of a horrific world of no hope, I guess.
Decrepit castles and withering trees and dead zombies and
yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite weapon you guys like to use in the game right now?
Ooh.
Short bow for me, but for you, I think.
Cool. I would say greatsword. One of the cool things that we're doing with Dark Souls 3 is adding a kind of a weapon arts, a special function to each of the weapon types. So with the greatsword, you get momentary super armor. You can step through an attack and then do a really powerful swing and knock a guy into the air.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of the bosses they'll be encountering in Dark Souls 3? I saw a giant dragon in the demo.
Yeah, that was one of the, and that was just a difficult challenge. But what the final boss in this demo was the Dancer of the Fridge Valley, which is what it's being called right now. And so I think there's a lot of unique aspects of it. A lot of fans were saying, are we just going to see bigger bosses, more powerful, but that's about it. Miyazaki wants to make each boss kind of unique. So in this boss, you see the movement is hard to really guess where the next attack is going to come from, making it very difficult. And then I think what you liked was the flame sword, right?
Yeah. The boss battle, it's a difficult battle, but it's also just incredibly beautiful because you walk into this huge, open and very dark cathedral. This dancer, this kind of limber, kind of long creature comes out of the ceiling, pulls out a flame sword and starts slashing at you. And as she does, the whole room catches on fire. So the whole room is ablaze by the end of the battle if you can survive that long. But it's gorgeous to look at and really fun to fight.
Yeah. So flame effects again, a lot in this game with the Red Knight, the Lord of Cinder. So really taking advantage of the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 graphical capabilities. In that boss scene, you see it light up the entire room. So fans will enjoy that.
And when can people play Dark Souls 3?
Early 2016 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam.